What's going on, family? You're watching Sports Talk with B. Watts. I'm your host, Bernard Watts. Do me a favor, do me a solid. Hit the like button. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed. Hit that notification bell. It'll let you know whenever I go live or drop a video. And if you haven't checked out the video that I dropped earlier, please do so and leave a comment. Also, special guest tonight, JR Boxing will be on the stage. We're talking about Shedeur Sanders was listed as inactive today for the Cleveland Browns, and the Cleveland Browns, they lost. They got dominated. I mean, dominated today. 32, I think it was 32-13 was the final score. And also, we got to talk about Coach Prime and the Colorado football team. They got demolished last night against the Utah football team. So we're getting ready to talk about it right here on Sports Talk with B. Watts, along with the #1 chat room on YouTube in the comment section. So if you're tuning in for the first time, jump down now in the comments. I'm telling you, they are a show all by themselves. All right? All right. Once again, thank you for watching Sports Talk with B. Watts. All right. Got to say hello to the chat, and then we're going to bring up my dog, JR Boxing. He is waiting backstage. Sabrina, what's going on? Let me get this name right. Lidra. I hope I got it right. Lidra, what's going on? Danny, what's going on? Danny Jr. I love CC is in the building. Appreciate you tonight, sis. B. Jackson is here. Appreciate it. Appreciate you. Miss Shalonda Harris is here. Crystal Wise Williams, what's going on? How you doing? Shannon Hopkins, what's going on? Tim Isaac, appreciate you for rocking with me, bro. You've been a real one. 88, K88, what's going on? St. Ivy 222 is in the building, and we appreciate it tonight. Tonight's the night. We're going to have a good time tonight, all right? Who we got here? 4178, appreciate it. Dayron, appreciate you. My dog, RDRD, is in the building. What's up, RDRD? I ain't hear from you today, RDRD. I usually hear from you on Sunday. I ain't hear from you today. What's going on? Hope all is well. Janice Pearson, what's going on? Val C, what's up? What's going on with you? How you doing? Appreciate you. Wayne Hood, my dog. What's going on, Wayne? You all right? Hope the family doing good, my brother. Hope everybody's well. Who else I'm missing? Who else I'm with? PC, what's going on? Appreciate you tonight. Tonight. Miss Kimberly, a.k.a. is in the building. Money Man, what's up, man? You all right? Appreciate you tonight, brother. Appreciate you. I think I seen one of your shows. I think I watched it today at church. Did something about a blessing or something. Yeah, they was saying, man, you on your phone in church? I said, bro, let me do this. Can I do me? Yeah, God is everywhere. Appreciate it. What's up, money man? What's up? J.R. Boxing. He's saying what's up to the chat. Valerie, real estate. What's going on? Appreciate you. Appreciate y'all tonight. I think I got everybody. If I miss you, please forgive me. Patricia Gordon, I see you. I see you. Appreciate you tonight. Once again, you're watching Sports Talk with B. Watts. I appreciate it. What is it? Jay Lee. I see you, Jay Lee. I see you. We're gonna have a good show. We're gonna have a good show tonight. Now I don't know which way JR Boxing for real. What's up? JR Boxing gonna go, but I'm gonna let him do his thing. I'm gonna cut him a loose. I might not cut him a check, but I'm gonna cut him loose. It is what it is. So hey, let's get this party started. Y'all ready? Let's go. Let's get this party started. Let's get this party started. Let me find JR. Man, this laptop won't act right. Here we go. I tried to bring you up, JR. What's going on? Is it me? Is it you? Let me try it this way. There it is. Well, that thing's slow tonight. What's up, bro?
Man, what's happening, man?
What's going on, man? Why is it lately B. Watts been a winner all his life, and now he's following Cleveland, they losing. Now he's following Colorado, they losing. Man, what's going on? I've been a winner all my life. Well, all of a sudden this year got to be the losing team that I rock with. But anyway, we're going to get this started. All right, JR, here's the deal. I'm going to break it down into 3 sections. Let's start with Shedeur Sanders being listed as inactive on this football team due to, whether you want to believe it or not, stiffness in his back. Boog was over there on Twitter. Boog said his back is not injured. He do have a little soreness, so the team just doing what they thought was best to be. He wasn't going to play no way, so, but hey, anyway, he didn't play it. So what you think about the story?
Man, look, I find it ironic, man. You know, stiffness in the back. Is it that stiff where you got to be listed where you can't play? That's my thing, because players are listed on the injury report all the time. I mean, heck, we see Colorado injury report days before the game. They got about 50 people on there, and then you'll have your probable people, the people that are out, and then the doubtful people. So you mean to tell me his back was that bad that it's not even a doubtful or a probable scenario? It's we gotta deactivate you from the active roster to bring up another quarterback because you got some back tightness. That's what we're saying. So I don't know. We've seen Shedeur play through a lot. As Colorado fans, we've seen him play through a multitude of injuries, and I just don't see back stiffness being a reason to literally deactivate somebody from the roster to say you're not traveling with the team. Hey, we're going to deactivate you for the week, keep you back at the home facility so you can get extra treatment or whatever they want to do. I've never seen that. So I can see if it was a debilitating back issue, you know, something like that. But we talking about back tightness, stiffness. If he was a starter, would he sit? Would you then sit him out if he was a starting quarterback and he had back tightness or stiffness? Would you sit him out if he was a starting quarterback? So that's why I just find it strange, B. Watts. I'm
with you, but you know, I don't know. He had a bone broken in his back 2 years ago, and I mean, I'm not saying he's injured, but it's just hard for me to believe that a team would come out and say something false like that. and Shedeur haven't said anything about it, nor Coach Prime. There's some people in the chat saying Bucket said he posted that was cap, but I'm not saying the back was injured, but maybe some stiffness, tightness. As a professional football player or a professional ball player, you have to report those things to your quarterback coach or your offensive coordinator. They report it to the head coach, and that's all he needed. If he mashed his thumb, say, "Oh, he mashed his thumb. Oh, no, this is my break. I can help my guy. He ain't got to look over his shoulder. He's gonna use everything he can." It's just like when Shedeur got injured during the preseason. Okay, y'all didn't like that. When Dylan Gabriel came up with a pulled hamstring, right? Shedeur was named the starting quarterback.
Yep.
That's the same thing. We don't know. You don't know. I'm not behind the scene. I don't know what's true. I don't know what's not. But when it comes from Kevin, the head coach, it's kind of suspicious because he lied from the start. And that's what people are going by right now. We got a super chat down now, JR.
Gotcha. But I do find it just ironic altogether. But look, shout out to Lawrence RBE for the $5 holler, man. He say 2 coaches gotta go. Bozo of Cleveland. I said before, the season started. Prime should let Shermer go and go with Leftwich, and Livingston. Eyes is on you. Man, hey, Lawrence, I feel you, man. Once we get to that Colorado thing, we definitely gonna unpack a lot.
Yeah, I know that's right. Hey, Lawrence, give me about 18 minutes. We're gonna get on that Colorado thing. Give me about 18. Appreciate it, Lawrence.
What's up?
Yeah, but like I was saying, it's just hard for me to believe that a team, a organization, I don't care how bad you are, low down years, if you got a back injury, it's a player that's injured. I don't think you play with that to the media, nor to your teammates, nor to the fan base. If something, I'm not saying he was injured or just something going on with it, and that's all Kevin needed.
Yeah, again, there's a lot of things we don't know because we're not inside that building. But patterns of the NFL is something that's easy to follow. If you followed your traditional team like my Texans, I'm gonna tell you right now, if the second string quarterback got injured on the Texans, wouldn't nobody even know. To the point where ESPN reporting that Shedeur is going to be inactive and not traveling with the team due to a back issue. I find that highly ironic. You're not going to see that nowhere else across the league, but with the Cleveland Brown organization. So with me, it's again, the patterns and the behaviors of Kevin Stefanski have been consistent throughout, showing a deference towards Shedeur. Whatever that may be, whether that's not his guy, that's not your guy, that's not your guy. But if you're a coach for one, you need to be a coach for all.
True.
So if you just wanted to give your guy, your first choice, Dylan Gabriel, a longer leeway to work things out or try to work through certain things, man, just say it. Just come out and say it. You don't have to say, well, we giving Dylan Gabriel more all of the reps and we're not giving Shedeur any first team reps. And then later on in the week, he not even on the active roster. So if you just want to say, hey, I just want to give this young man, Dylan Gabriel, the opportunity to go out there and be free and not have to worry about fans cheering for Shedeur in the stands and all of that stuff. Because it was going to happen on the road, too. Them Cleveland fans, they travel. And so they want to know, if Shedeur stand on the sideline and he in full pads, hey, we want Shedeur. So that was going to happen regardless. So if you were trying to protect Dylan Gabriel from that, man, just say it. I wanted the young man to come out and have the opportunity to play free from any distraction, whether it's created within our own facility or outside of the facility. and see what he got. And we saw it today. B-Watch, what I said to you and Greg last Thursday. I said he gonna throw 2 interceptions.
Yeah.
What he do? He threw 2 interceptions.
He threw 2, big dog.
I mean, it was coming. It was coming, man. So
yeah, he told the JR. I thought about it. I said, damn. I looked at the stat. You know, when I got home, I said, let me look at DG's stat. I said, dog, what about those 2 interceptions?
2.
I said, who said that this week? Then I looked at all of the replays. I said, that was JR that said that. He exactly what he do. Now let's get on Dylan Gabriel, his performance. As y'all see the numbers, what he was 21 or 35. I'm surprised, JR. They continue to let him throw that many passes when he have shown in the past he's not that type of quarterback. And especially the last game and the last results of the game of the running back, QJ Jenkins, I thought he would have got majority of the workload today since they was on the road facing a good team. Man, a quarterback that's struggling, a quarterback that's limited, a quarterback that's not as good as you think he is. He done showed you who he was during training camp. He done showed you who he was during the preseason and the regular season. Why not lean on your running game?
You think the Patriots is gonna let them lean on that?
You should have gave them a choice. They didn't give them no choice.
Look.
You want to protect. Look, JR, if you watch the game, I rewatched the game, right? I didn't see it all the way through. I rewatched the game. That defense kept them in the game.
Yeah.
They was in the game the first half, JR.
Cleveland kept them in. They was in there for the first 3 quarters. About 2.5
About 2.5, yeah. They was in the game. That's what I'm saying. All it takes is one pop, one run to break loose, but they wouldn't get in the ball. They kept letting Dylan Gabriel step back. Man, at one time, Dylan Gabriel throw the ball when nobody around. At one, he was in the end zone and throw the ball away. Like I said, that's a safety. I said, the referee ain't got to get on that. That's a safety. I said, he playing like chase up. I mean, my bad. I get back to that. We'll get back to that at the end. Yeah, we'll get back. We're going to get to that part in about 13 more minutes. But he threw the ball away in the end zone when nobody was there. And when everybody kept telling us, Tony Grossi and Mary Kay, this dude is a supercomputer. He can process. He know the game better than Shedeur. He had 6 opportunities in college and 6 different teams, so he know better not to do that.
Yeah, it's a confidence thing now, because if you look at
how it's gonna be a confidence thing, it's an ability. He ain't got the ability.
I mean, look,
they pumped him up, JR, and he can't live up to it.
We know the ability's not there, but when somebody has boosted your confidence to say, look, you the guy, we're riding with you, you're gonna get your opportunity, that gives you a level of self-confidence within yourself to say, okay, I gotta go out there and I gotta make something happen. We know he's void of ability. We've seen it. You just listed it. 6 years as a college QB and essentially nothing to show for it. So void of the talent, hey, that's up for debate. People can debate whether he's talented or not. But confidence is something that he's tried to like showcase throughout. You know, with those little subtle jabs at Shedeur, saying, look, if you wait for the moment will never come, and all of this legendary. So all of the little subtle jabs he took during the preseason and then the first half of the year and stuff like that. So he had his confidence going. But now you under fire, the confidence ain't there no more. He can't see past his own nose to complete a pass.
Yeah. I
mean, the longest pass he's thrown this year, it was intercepted. heck of a catch by that defensive back for the Patriots. But yeah, we see what we already know what we would see. we would see the inaccuracy when passes go 10 yards from the line of scrimmage. We would see the rush body language or movement in the pocket when he's uncomfortable. We saw it. We saw that during his first preseason game when he threw the pick 6 against Philadelphia. So it's, look, his confidence is short like his height. It's not. It's not.
He got
it. So when you say he in the end zone and he's just throwing it, he's not confident in what he's seeing out there on the field. And that goes to the QB whisperer, Kevin Stefanski. You don't have him ready.
That's right.
He been getting first team reps since he hopped off the plane and they welcomed him to Cleveland. Welcome to Cleveland. Here go to press conference. Put your jersey up. All right, first team reps. He been getting them since rookie minicamp. He been getting them.
Yep.
All the way up until week 8. All this week, you took all the first team reps, and that's the best performance you can get. 15 or what? 26 or 32 or whatever it was.
32.
Yeah, 15 to 32. So what? About 61%, something like that. And then 156 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Yeah, that's not winning football. And look, you can tell the elder statesman on the team, that being Myles Garrett, he kind of fed up with it, man.
Oh,
There's
boy.
a photo out there, Myles Garrett sitting at the end of the bench, and everybody else is kind of congregating further down the sideline. He at the end of the bench. He don't want to be bothered, man. It's nothing you can tell him at this point. When you can't even be comforted by $40 million a year, that's rough. Look at him, man.
Yeah, he hot, boy.
Hot.
That ain't the word, is it? He don't want to be associated with them bombs. He said, man, these folks on the sideline ain't got no guts. None. The coaching staff, they suck. I don't want to be associated with them. Yeah. And on the sideline, that boy that went, he slammed his helmet and everything. I said, my Gary finna go off on somebody. This dude put up 5 sacks, JR, in one game. In one game, JR, 5 freaking sacks.
Check this out. 5 sacks, single game franchise record. I'm telling you what, unbelievable.
And the fastest ever, or the most sacks, I should say, for a player under 30, but he's upset because.
Yeah, that tells the story right there. He's frustrated.
That's a message to Kevin Stefanski.
Yeah.
Because you know later the media is gonna ask that question to Kevin Stefanski. Well, why did Myles Garrett throw his helmet down? So now Kevin Stefanski got to stand at the podium, he got to answer that question. So Myles frustrated, but he been in the league long enough. If I make a scene on the sideline, the coach has to address it within the media. He has to. Some reporter is going to ask the question. They're going to ask Myles Garrett as well when he gets to the podium later in the week. Luckily for Kevin Stefanski, it's a bye week coming up. But unluckily for Kevin Stefanski, that gives reporters more time to pick apart certain situations and bring questions to the table for him to have to answer.
You know that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to sit down, analyze that game on a bye week, and he had the nerve to stand up there. Mary Kay Atkins said, are you going to stick with Dylan Gabriel after the bye against the New York Jets? And he had the nerve to say, yeah, we're going to stick with Dylan Gabriel. Without meeting with his offensive coordinator, quarterback coach, general manager, and owner. It sounds like to me, he want to be out of there. It sounds like to me, he want to get fired. Ain't no way I'll go back out there with Dylan Gabriel when he just was a 3rd-round draft pick for them and nobody else had him on their draft board at all. I mean, at all. He just a 3rd-round draft pick. So if I'm a head coach and I don't coach this guy up in 4 games and he looked bad, and I had a quarterback before him looked bad during my tenure as a head coach and as an offensive coordinator, got traded to Cincinnati That's Joe Flacco playing good, and I got a young guy who I drafted in the 5th round, who was the best quarterback in this past draft, and I don't see him what he can do during preseason, training camp, OTA, rookie mini camp, and I ain't gonna throw him out there to save my job if I want to coach for the Cleveland Browns. Man, he crazy. I'll tell Dylan Gabriel, get farther away from me as you can. Do the Myles Garrett. Go down there and sit on the bench by yourself. Yeah, ain't nowhere in the world I go. JR, you already done told me. You told me during the preseason about dimensions. He don't have the dimensions to be. He can't see. Oh, somebody put it in the chat. He can't see over the line of scrimmage.
Dang. I mean, if you don't have the dimensions, you have to be exceptionally good at something. Like little Yoda out there in Arizona, the little quarterback, the little bitty, I forget his name, little bitty dude out there in Arizona. He's extremely fast. Like he has an exceptional ability.
Right.
Dylan Gabriel don't have that.
You talking about the quarterback, right?
Fast. He don't have a strong arm. So what are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah.
So again, that Myles Garrett slamming that helmet down, that's a message to
he fed up
to say, all right, man, you got you're gonna have some explaining to do, man. Because obviously reporters want to know, why is the franchise guy so frustrated on the play of the team? So he got an answer to that, man.
Yeah, he got.
I'm interested to see what he say during the rest of the week, but it's funny to me, man.
I mean, I'm looking for the press conference. You know, Andrew Berry, it's been reported that he do a press conference every year during the bye week. So upcoming week, we're gonna be looking to hear from Andrew Berry. I'm sure Mary Kay down there and all the beat writers and the reporters gonna ask him about that quarterback position. And Jimmy Haslam already done spoke through secondary reporting that Dylan Gabriel haven't had enough. 3 games wasn't enough to judge him to see if he's a franchise quarterback or could be a franchise quarterback for the future. Man, they don't see Dylan Gabriel doing training camp. Just like you said, he got all the first team reps. It ain't gonna get no better. He is who he is, JR. He is who he is.
And they gonna have an even bigger dilemma on their hands. Because again, they got a $35 million quarterback that's rehabbing, that's designated potentially to come back end of November, beginning of December.
JR, I mean, man, when you got a torn Achilles, man, that's hard to come back like that, bro. I mean, football shape.
He still will be designated.
I understand that
to come back. Now, whether he plays or not, that remains to be seen. But he'll be designated to come back.
True.
So to me, I think the decision is not going to be in Kevin Stefanski's hands.
Oh no.
To play Shedeur. I think the decision is going to be in ownership because again, they got 10 draft picks next year. So they're going to say, all right, well, at this point, Joe Flacco had 4 games. Dylan Gabriel had 4 games. Shedeur going to get 4 games. And if Deshaun Watson is healthy, maybe Deshaun Watson finished the year out kind of thing. Who knows?
Yeah, right. Who knows?
Depending on the play of Shedeur. If Shedeur going there and he tearing it up and they scoring over 20, 24 points a game or something like that, it'd be no need to put Deshaun Watson in there.
Right. Yeah.
So that remains to be seen. But he'll be designated to come off his injury sometime in mid-November, end of November, maybe the first week of December. And that's another monkey wrench that you throw in a situation because, like Vegas, man, house money always play. Deshaun Watson, house money. If I'm not mistaken, he's the largest contract in the facility right now. But when you go to annual salary, he's the second annual highest paid after Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett at 40, Deshaun Watson at like 35.
That's good. That's good. That's good reporting there. I didn't know that. Appreciate you for letting me know that. But going forward. Now, going forward, we're going into a bye. Is 4 games enough for Kevin Stefanski to look at Dylan Gabriel? Because once you leave Dylan Gabriel and go to Shedeur, there's no going back. I think they got about 9 games remaining. 9 games.
Yeah. I mean, look, I believe 4 is enough. Outside of the Miami game, the offense has been, stagnant at best. Look, his first start overseas, they put up 17. Look, against a good Minnesota team in London, they put up 17 points. But again, the way they moved the ball downfield was lackluster. And then you go to the Pittsburgh game. Look, he didn't know if he was going left, right. He was sacked 5 times. They really couldn't move the ball. And so that was more so typical and standard of what you would see. Then you go into the Miami game. Albeit they put up 31 points that came on the legs of Quinshawn Junkins to the point where you had to take the quarterback out in the red zone, put the running back in to score the touchdown. And then again, you look at this week and look, the patterns have been there as far as him not being able to drive the ball down the field. You look at the defense, which New England played against him today. They dared him to throw it deep. We dare you to throw it deep. Go ahead. We playing everything close because we know that's what it is. So you either going to have to scheme up everything exceptionally well, which they did for 1 touchdown.
They did.
Fannin Jr. got 1 touchdown. It was schemed up extremely well to the point where he was lost in coverage. Harold Fannin Jr. is pretty much wide open. It's hard to miss a pass like that. So you got to scheme it up like that every single play. That's nearly impossible to do in the NFL against another professional organization. You might get them onesie, twosie. You're not going to get that 10-play, 15-play scheme up. That's up on the ability of quarterbacks, wide receivers, offensive linemen to do their jobs in order to win more times than you lose. And again, you look at it, 15 for 35, that's roughly about 60%, and 156 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. That's not a recipe for winning football when one of the most dominant defensive players had a record game of 5 sacks. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's great. That's nice work there. I want to thank Danny Littlejohn for the $1.99 super chat. He said, shout out to Aaron Glenn's getting his first win. Appreciate that. But when you look at where they go from here, JR, what do Kevin Stefanski, what would you like for the Cleveland Browns to do going from here?
Well, the first thing I would like is honesty from the head coach to say like what his actual intentions are. Because at the beginning of the year, we talking all the way from rookie minicamp. You said the intentions were to develop all quarterbacks, all of them. So Joe Flacco came in, 17 years of NFL experience. I don't know how much developing you're doing there. But then you had Kenny Pickett, about 5 years of NFL experience. There's some development still need to be had. Then you got 2 rookie quarterbacks on the roster. So obviously you got to develop those guys. So it looks like you've taken a clear path to develop one of the rookie quarterbacks, at least from a fan standpoint, right? When it comes to reps with Dylan Gabriel towards Shedeur. Now we're getting into the regular season where you finally promote Shedeur to the second string quarterback, but he's not receiving first team reps because your focus is still on the development of one guy, knowing that the NFL is an injury prone league. Well, that number 1 quarterback is a shot away from not playing for the rest of the year or at least not playing for the remainder of the game. But yet you fail to get the other rookie quarterback prepared with first team reps to go in so he can feel adequate and be confident on the field as well. So I expect to see some honesty from Kevin Stefanski going up this week. Remains to be seen if that happens. But to say, hey, Dylan Gabriel's still our guy, I expect that tone to change once they meet with the ownership and the GM to say, hey, other guys going to get looks. We're going to have to reevaluate a lot of things. That's why we have the bye week, so we can really look to see where we're going and what direction we want to utilize, going forward with the organization. That's the tone I expect Kevin Stefanski to come out with during the bye week and going forward. And I'm telling you, by week 10, after the bye week, week 10, I expect Shedeur to be playing no later than week 11.
Who they play? Who that first game we on that week 11?
Let me look it up real quick.
Okay, I expect them to play the Las Vegas Raiders game when they go to Vegas. That's why I expect Shedeur to make his debut. I think they still gonna go with Dylan Gabriel after the bye during the New York Jets game. Now, if he go out there and lose against this sorry team, even though they won this week, hey man, that's enough. That's his fifth game. If he don't look no better playing against the New York Jets, he playing at home, and if he don't look good, JR, and if they don't win, and if they do win, and if he still ain't playing no good, that's it, bro. That's it. That's it. And that's why I'm gonna give them. If they can go with DG, that's their guy. That's Kevin guy. If this offense don't look any better, or if they don't win, Shedeur need to be traded if they don't let him start after that. Now, I want Shedeur, me personally, I want Shedeur to stay where he's at because I think that was God wanted him to be. But if they don't start Shedeur after the Jets game, at least give him a shot to see what he can do. Because of DG is not performing good and the offense don't look good. And if they still lose it, yeah, bro, we got to see Shedeur.
Yeah, I mean, it'll definitely be time. I think it'd be a perfect opportunity for Shedeur to start against the Jets. You know,
I would do, but I don't think they're gonna do that because you do another week to you give them a week to prepare and just let them ride.
Yeah, I at least expect during this bye week for Shedeur to get some first team reps. Now, it'd be pretty saddening if we get reports out of ESPN Cleveland to say Shedeur didn't get no reps during the bye week, no first team reps during the bye week. Man, that's crazy. That would be crazy to hear, but I wouldn't be shocked if we did hear it. So
yeah, I mean anything goes in Cleveland. You just don't know. Yeah, I mean it's day-to-day news coming out of that. But you know, I think Shedeur will give him some juice, give them some energy. He can lift his teammates up. He can make throws that I don't think Dylan Gabriel can make right now in that offense. Because Shedeur can push the ball downfield. And the only problem I probably have is Shedeur go backwards and he gets sacked. And then you're going to hear the naysayer go say, you know, we told you so, we told you so. That's my only fear about Shedeur. But other than that, I think he's the perfect quarterback for him, from what I don't see going forward. But hey, that's our talk on Shedeur Sanders. You got anything before we move on and talk about the beatdown? The beatdown, the domination of Coach Prime and the Colorado football team. I'm telling you, JR, that was one of the worst. I mean, the worst this year that I don't see the Colorado football team play in a night game. We'll talk about it in 30 seconds. All right, JR, we're finna pivot to talk about Coach Prime and the Colorado football team last night against the Utah football team. It was the worst performance from the jump. The first play of the game was a fumble between K-Saw and Cal Michael. And the second play of the game was a long touchdown run from the Utah football team against Colorado defense. Colorado defense gave up 420-something yards in rushing to a freshman quarterback. Coach Prime was on the sideline yelling at the defensive coordinator when he should have been yelling at the offensive coordinator. But anyway, when I look at the Colorado football team right now, I question, did K-Salt fool me? Did K-Salt fool me? I thought K-Salt, you pulled a woo on me. Yeah.
Oh man, come on.
Or is
man.
it the offensive coordinator? One of them pulled a woo on me, and I don't get fooled too many times. That offensive line, Jordan Seaton got whooped like a drum last night, and it go back to Greg said it. Man, these guys want to be bodybuilding models. They don't want to play no football. Jordan Seaton got beat like a drum, but still, man, you only good as your quarterback will allow you to be. I don't care if it's Pee-wee, Little League, high school, college, or the NFL. You are only good as your quarterback is. Did K-Salt fool me? Which I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I think it's Pat Sherman. I never did see Marion Miller when I was watching the game, nor did I see JoJo Williams. And then the report came out, they didn't show back up to practice.
Yeah.
So talk to me, JR. Did K-Salt fool me?
Nah, look, I don't think it's a complete foolery situation with K-Salt, man. Look, does he take ownership in the play of what occurred yesterday? Absolutely. Look, 9 for 22. Regardless, I kind of looked over the game again today. 9 for 22. I counted 7 throwaways. So if you add those 7 throwaways to the 9 completed passes, let's say he completed all 7 of those, that would put him at 16 for 22. So that'd be a favorable outcome. But that's highly unlikely that you complete all 7. So let's say you complete 3 of those. So that puts you at 12 or 22. That's still not a favorable outcome when it comes to quarterback completion rate. But things that were interesting to me, you mentioned, the 2 quarterbacks that came back late, right? That shows a lack of leadership throughout the build of the team. And one of the reporters, I believe it was Brian Howell or maybe Adam Mustard-Tiger, one of them asked Coach Prime, they said, well, what about the leaders when they come in? Coach Prime cut them real short. He said, hey, man, let's not use that word too lightly. So they let you know Coach Prime already know. It ain't no leader in there. If you got to call on Mata to continuously break the team down because there's a void of leadership, you heard the announcers mention throughout the game when they meet with the coaches prior to the game to talk about certain athletes and stuff like that. One of the questions came up, does he trust K-Salt? And the reporter never said, well, Coach Prime said he trusts him. They said they working through it. Look, we 9 games in, you still working through trust? Are we 9 weeks into the system? We still working through trust? So I get it. Coach Prime was out due to a health issue, so that derailed some of the opportunity to gain trust. But we're 9 weeks into the season and we're still talking about a trust factor. Look, it starts from the top with Coach Prime.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. Yeah, let me set it up for you. Before you go there. All right, let's start with Coach Prime. Coach Prime was the best defensive back to ever play the game in the National Football League. He's a head coach now, even though he just really getting his career starting as a head coach. He's dealing with some health issues, and I get that. But when you assemble a team, and especially a coaching staff, you assemble that coaching staff to help you win football games. Now, it's been questioned that Coach Prime hired a lot of his friends, which I ain't gonna knock that. But when you go on a bye week, that gives you 2 weeks to prepare for a team. that you're supposed to dominate to me. A quarterback, it doesn't matter what quarterback they put in there, the starting quarterback or the backup quarterback. They did not have elite arms. They weren't going to beat you throwing the ball. So if you take 2 weeks to prepare for a team, you at least supposed to be in the game, not getting blowed out by the game. So when it comes to preparing a team, Coach Prime and his coaching staff failed. They got out coached, they got out schemed, they didn't make no adjustment. They blitzed K-Salt from the first play of the game and then stopped. And they didn't make no adjustment during the game nor halftime. None.
Yeah.
They had more wide receivers going out than blocking.
Yeah. Look, you said it all right there. It's saddening to me to see it, man. Again, this has been a questionable factor, regarding Coach Prime as far as preparedness of a team, right? Regardless of how will he coach without his sons and, former Jackson State players and such things like that. Look, that's been a thing with Coach Prime. You go back to Celebration Bowls when he's at Jackson State. They lost them. When you had time to prepare, you lost. You go back to the bowl game against BYU. You had about 27 days to prepare. You got shellacked. Every time they've come off a bye week in the 3 years that Coach Prime has been at Colorado, they have turned an abysmal performance the following game after the bye week. So again, that's a Coach Prime thing, and he has to really reevaluate. I know a lot of look, back when he was at Jackson State, he was turning over staff like it was nothing. Hey, we ain't getting this, but he usually waited to the end of the year to bring in another staff member. Hey, bring in another coordinator or things like that. I think you can't wait to the end of the year now. I think you have to go ahead and make that shift now to say, all right, we're clearly going to be in the market maybe for 2 coordinators. We'll probably be in the market for another.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to get there. You got to worry about that. I'm going to get to that defense side. We coming.
We might be in the market for two coordinators. So whether it be if you want to start with the offensive coordinator first. So if it's going to be allowing the tight ends coach Brent Bartolone to now be the play caller and things like that, then that's the move you have to make, because you made that move during your first year with the first offensive coordinator. You demoted him. He decided to stick around on the staff and still signal in plays, but you elevated Pat Shermer to his position to be the lead in that room. I think it's time to make another move now. Whether it's out of a respect thing for Pat Shermer, you want to wait to the end of the year to do that. Hey, that's fine, but you in fear of losing the team at that point, because these players see it. You could visibly see the frustration on K-Salt's face when he had his hand on his helmet and he trying to get the call in, and he what?
Yeah.
And then he just called the play. But he knowing man, we getting blitz and this what we calling? All right, cool. I'm still gonna call the play. So I know a lot of people was asking for, K-Salt need to be making line adjustment audibles and things like that. Look, again, there's a leadership problem across the team. And to me, it was prevalent on 2 specific plays. One, when they allowed that Utah player to do an illegal crackback block on the IMG freshman.
Yeah.
He went and he cleaned him out. And nobody from CU team came to that young freshman's defense. Nobody went over there and pushed the Utah player. I believe the closest player around was Jeremiah Brown, and he just kind of, put his chest up. No, dog, at least push the person. We saw Shedeur run 50 yards downfield when Travis was hit on the dirty play. Shedeur ran 50 yards down the field to get in somebody's face, and yet we see an illegal crackback block on a player, and you see supposedly a 5th-year senior in JB do nothing about it. Hey, at that point, you got to get a flag, dog. Look, we already down 17. What's the matter? Get the flag. Push the person. But Shedeur came in after one day, and Shedeur ironed it out and said, y'all weak.
Yeah.
Y'all soft.
Yeah.
Y'all boys don't care.
That's it.
So, and then the second play that I saw that just confirmed to me, like, yeah, that's a void of leadership. Staub came in the game. They at the goal line. And the offensive line quickly get up to the line because they want to do the quarterback sneak. Staub came up. He looking at the defense like, nah, this ain't going to happen, dog. And you see Jordan Seaton like yelling. And they pretty much having a discord on the field to say, no, we need to do it. There's no leader. Because if Jordan Seaton was even considered a leader on the team, Staub fall in line and say, all right, he's saying it, we doing it. Or if Staub is the leader on the team, if Staub's saying something, we doing it. I guarantee you, if that was Shedeur under center last year, and Shedeur say, no, we checking, we ain't doing that, the offensive line is checking, they ain't doing that. But you can see the discord back and forth from Jordan Seaton and Staub, and Jordan Seaton is like, no, dog, do it, let's go. Staub like, it ain't gonna work, dog. I'm telling you, like, it's not gonna work. I'm looking at the line, it's not gonna work. And Staub was correct, it didn't work. But those are the instances that I see where, look, the team is void of leadership, man.
Yeah, I saw that too, JR. I said, they arguing out there on the field with the quarterback.
Yeah.
I said, dog, Jordan Seaton said, no, we finna do the quarterback sneak. Staub said, hell no, I don't want no part of that.
So again, look.
He want to run the play what the offensive coordinator called. That's what he wanted to do.
Yeah. So look, to that young freshman that got that illegal crackback block, and Shedeur coming in and saying, whoever he was talking to, because they was kind of off camera, he was like, dog, how many fights y'all had in practice? None. That's the issue right there. Hey, that's the one time right there when you need to take up for your player. He hit that young man so hard. The young man woke up, didn't know where he was. He was just kind of like dazed, and he got up to his feet, but you could tell he was shocked by the fact, like, dang, he really got me. And nobody pushed nothing. They all checked out. DJ McKinney checked out. Preston Hodge checked out. Being out there signaling and he not getting to the play. Like, it's, only person that really has any pull to say anything is Tafik. That's on Tafik Bar. That's the only person that should be able to say. He's the only person that consistently shows up. Only one. And that's sad.
Yeah, that's kind of messed up, man. But I'm just, bruh. They pulled a wood on me this year. They did, man. I'm serious. They did. I thought they were going to be at least competitive. Got that want to, because I kept hearing Coach Klein say, I don't have a better player this year. I got a better overall team. And the way they played Georgia Tech really well. They played them good.
Yeah.
They was a physical team, and they played them good. And you see what Georgia Tech doing now. They don't steamroll everybody. But ever since Coach Prime tinkered with that quarterback position, it looked like the team gave up or they didn't believe in the leadership once you start doing that with that quarterback position. And they just couldn't get it together. They played 3 bad games, played 1 good game, 3 bad games, 1 good game. And that's just not consistent enough to play on that type of level when you're trying to win the conference, when everybody else is out there punking our offensive line out and our defensive line out. The trenches, hell, they too big all season. We saying, damn, that offensive line big. But man, last night,
it didn't matter.
It didn't matter. They really, I got to blame this on Coach Prime, man, and the offensive coordinator. You see a team blitzing you, they sending more players at your quarterback that your offensive line can block. That means you need to bring another lineman in and another tight end in. Take one of those wide receivers off because they ain't running the right routes nowhere.
Yeah.
That's what takes all of fussing at. He had about what, 2 freshmen out there?
Yeah. I mean, it was Farrakhan.
I understand you got to do it because Omarion Miller won there and JoJo won there. Dog, man. Cecile Brown, you don't even know he in the game. They don't use him nowhere.
That's a tough situation for the freshman to be in. Like, you know, regardless of the fact, you called it out early, before they even got transfer portal players in. You said, look, them receivers can't get off the line.
They can't.
So, whether it's athleticism,
okay.
whether it's technique.
Did I lie? Did I lie?
The case may be.
Did I lie, JR?
No, you didn't.
That's why I'm telling y'all about Draylon Miller. Everybody hit me. I said he can't get off the line of scrimmage. They finally saw that 4 games in. They put him in the backfield.
Yeah. So look, that's a tough spot. Look, what I will say is I'll say 2 things, and maybe this could give some people a glimmer of hope, right? You got those young freshmen out there, Q for 6 and Farrakhan X. Look, that's a great opportunity for them to gather a lot of experience. And they're going to remember this. If they stick around, they'll remember, man, Utah beat the brakes off of us. So, because Utah remembers, they remember going down to Folsom Field and getting the brakes beat off of them.
I was at that game, yeah.
So a lot of them players wanted to get their get back, and they got it last night.
Right.
So, look, a lot of those young players got a lot of experience on the field. I listened to an interview that was done by the assistant wide receiver coach, Rashad. He said, look, the young freshmen had a great week of practice and things like that. It's just unfortunately, sometimes the lights and everything it's a little big. I said it multiple times. It's easy to make an impact when you're not really relied upon. Like Draylon last year. Draylon had a tremendous impact. He wasn't relied upon. You had Travis, you had Jimmy, you had Wester, Shepard. So you wasn't relied upon. So you're going to make a big spark. Now you relied upon. It's the same thing for the freshmen. They were relied upon during that game. They're going to run wrong routes. They're going to get confused on the play call. That happens when you're playing freshmen. That happens. So they got to learn from it, get better from it. They will be better for it. The second thing to really kind of put a rainbow on the situation, we lost how many games? They done lost 5 games, B. Watts?
Yeah.
Look, 4 of them then came to top 25 teams.
Right.
Georgia Tech, Houston, BYU, and Utah is now ranked again. So
right.
4 of the 5 losses have came to ranked opponents. So they can at least put a little feather in some people's cap. But again, Coach Prime, this is on him. He said at the podium, he accepted full responsibility. But now a change has to be made. This is 2 times he done said at this podium and say,
okay, what changes? Talk to me, JR. What kind of change you want to see it make?
Yeah, I would probably start with I'll probably start with the defensive coordinator. Honestly, it's not working there, so I would start with the defensive coordinator to be like, look, we probably gonna be in the market for another defensive coordinator.
That gave him a range, JR.
Hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You got look, Mike Vick, they 1-6. He done fired the whole defensive staff.
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm calling the defense.
Yeah.
Everybody, it's clean house.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So
you're right.
Look, that would be something I would look to. If I'm Coach Brown, I would start defense coordinator again. You can't make headway when your defense is consistently bad. So whether you want to go with the defensive coordinator or whether you want to go after some of these position coaches, look, I know they're your boys. You play NFL ball with some of them. You coach high school ball and coach at lower level with some. I can tell you consistently linebacker play for 3 years at CU has not been good. It has not been good. First year was atrocious. Second year got better because you had somebody in there in the Kyle Hill Green that kind of understood, the kinks of football a little bit better. And then I believe George Hilo kind of came in and, helped out, pinch hit in some areas. But now again, it's Coach Hart back in their room, and the linebacker room don't look too good. Look, the safety play has not been good, and that's on your defensive coordinator who's coaching the safeties. Outside of Tawfiq Byard, No other safety has come in and looked remotely close. And I'm talking about my guy from Carter Stoutmire. He hasn't looked good. Slaughter hasn't looked good. Look, you even got to question the cornerbacks.
Yeah, everybody.
DJ McKinney has regressed. Preston Hodge not looking good at all. And then let's not even talk about Teion Parks or anybody else they put at cornerback too. Teion Parks got beat again last night on the deep pad. They get beat on the same routes over and over. So there's a regression there. So you got to start looking at the defensive staff. What's going on? The defensive line, we go from leading the Big 12 in sacks last year, B. Watts, to their last in sacks in the Big 12 this year. You're not getting the push. Guys that you expected to be good this year, Arden Walker, I know he got an injured leg and things like that, but he hasn't showed up. Sam Okololo, I think he's already in the transfer portal. They just haven't listed it yet.
Yeah. They gonna be. Hey, JR, they finna lose a lot, man. They gonna lose a lot of. A lot of them, man. They gonna lose a lot of players.
Yeah.
So he probably have to start all over if he return back and want to coach.
So again, that's me. If I'm looking to make changes, I gotta look to make changes on the defensive side first. Because again, you can't consistently give up close to 500 yards and expect to win. No matter what the offense do. The offense can go out there and put up 400 yards, but if you give up 500, you're probably gonna lose.
Yeah,
you're probably gonna lose. So I would start on the defensive side first. Look, unfortunately, Boy Wonder is not getting done. So whoever you want to elevate, I don't know who that is. Whether that's Kevin Matthews, you elevate him, or it's George Hilo, you elevate him. Somebody else got to be play calling, and we got to tell Livingston, thanks for your service. But if you don't want to go defense, then you go Pat Shermer. And you usher Pat, hey, Pat, appreciate it, man. You know, it is what it is. And then you move on to Brett Bartoloni or something. But I don't understand why Pat is in the booth now. That's the first change I would have made after the bye week. Pat, you coming down out of the booth, brother, because it's not happening from the booth. Come down from the booth. Who is sitting next to K-Salt on the bench in the yellow shirt?
Yeah.
Look like a little GA.
Little kid, man.
Yeah, a little
That's
GA.
crazy.
So who helping him go through the tablet? You know,
I
I
don't
know he
know, bro.
takes out on the headphone and things like that, but also there's also a communication one-on-one for somebody to say, hey man, look, you gotta keep it going. You gotta K-Star probably looking like, who is this dude? Like, what does he know? Has he even played quarterback? Like what the, you know, so to me, if you're not looking to fire anybody, Pat Shermer got to come down from the booth because that's not working. Pat, I need you on the sideline so I can reach out and touch you. How I was able to reach out and touch Livingston that game and get on him. Hey, man, I don't know what's going on. Do something.
Yeah.
You need to be able to do that to Pat Shermer, too. Pat Shermer too far away because half the time you don't have the mic down, so I don't know if you say anything. But if he on the sideline, at least you can, you know, kind of limp over there and say something to him. I'm keeping it a buck. I'm keeping it a buck. Right? So,
you ain't had to put the limp in. It's the adjective that you use to describe a noun. You use a adjective to describe a noun, and you can't do that on this show, JR.
Look, Coach Prime, my guy, man.
I do.
And look,
yeah, like I say, JR, I will make. Boy, you crazy. You know, he saw that the last. Coach Prime saw that show the last time. He used that thing. But check this out, JR. It's just the defense, man. Yeah. I know the offense got its struggles. K-Salt, I don't know if he fooled me or not. Well, the jury's still out on that. But when I look at the defense, man, you can't stop nobody for the last 2 years under this defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
It's the quarterback run last year that they lost to against Kansas. It's the quarterback run this year with Robert Livingston. He want to put all his linebackers on the line and leave the middle of the defense wide open. Yeah, that's why I can't understand, man. And you got Coach Prime over there. He looking at it. You got Warren Sapp, a defensive player, Hall of Famer on the sideline. He looking at it. You got Marshall Faulk, a running back with a gold jacket on the side. They see this. George Hilo would be my defense coordinator.
Yeah, like I said, I would. If you asking JR Boxing what Coach Prime needs to do going into Monday, I say you start with the defense or coordinator first. Because look, I know everybody been hollering about Pat Shurmur, rightfully so, from the beginning of the year. But again, if you look consistently at the games and you look at the yardage given up per game, it's hard to win that way. Now, the offense can't be going 3 and out, so Pat Shurmur got some explaining to do. But defensively, you just called it. B-Watch, we have seen the same thing from week 1 now until week 9 for them, week 8, whatever it is for them. You said them linebackers, 3rd down and long, they up on the line, it's 3rd and 20, and Utah converting. I don't understand it. That happened against TCU. That happened against Houston. That happened against Iowa State. But unfortunately, fortunately, we won that. It happened against Georgia Tech. It happened against Delaware. It happened against It's happened against every team that we have played. So I don't know what the remedy is, but I don't call for people jobs, man. I don't like to call for people jobs, but look, something has to happen. Maybe you send Robert Livingston up to the booth, because maybe the people relaying information down to him not seeing it correctly. Who knows? But there has to be some type of change, and maybe you just start that. Maybe that simple change where, hey, Rob, maybe go up to the booth. Maybe you can see the game better from there. Maybe you got a different vantage point from there. Or you go Pat Shurmur, you gone. And, you had a tight end coach call it. So we'll see. We'll see. But something probably going to happen sooner than later, because the look Coach Prime had on his face, he don't like to be embarrassed.
Right.
And he was flat out embarrassed. So,
yeah, they got embarrassed, man. They got embarrassed, man. And yeah, I'm kind of disappointed. And JoJo didn't come back to practice in time. And then I was wondering. I said, man, I was looking at the game starting out. I said, baby, I don't see Omarion Miller. I don't see JoJo. I'm saying, what's going on? I want to see number 15 out there, but not starting out the game. Yeah. I said, man. Then the report started coming out that they didn't show up. They didn't come back and practice in time, or didn't come to practice. I said, man, yeah, that's nasty work right there, big dog. That's just nasty work, man.
That's nasty work, man. So it's some gotta shake for Coach Prime.
Well, JR, you think they're gonna make a bowl game now?
No, I don't think they make a bowl game.
God,
they fall 1 game short. They get to 5 wins. They don't make a bowl game.
5 wins.
They fall 1 game short. Yeah.
Who they play? They play Arizona next, right?
Yeah, Arizona. Then after Arizona, I want to say it's West Virginia, then Arizona State, and then Kansas State. So I'm looking at a good win for them against Arizona, and then West Virginia. They're gonna travel to Morgantown, which I'm considering going to that game. I just don't feel comfortable going to West Virginia. That's just me though. But I'm considering going to the game. But I think they win those 2 games, but then you lose the last 2 to Arizona State and Kansas State, and you fall short of the bowl.
Yeah, oh boy, it's gonna be a rough offseason for Coach Ryan then.
Yeah. Look, it was reported that some of the commits that they already had verbally committed, kind of tweeting a few things like the emojis with the eyes, the hands over the eyes, like, oh.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah. So look, that can all just be, banter and stuff like that, or people just, cracking jokes on them. So they kind of just like trying to shy away from the moment, whatever that means. But
right.
That's never a good look when you on national TV and you take a loss like that. Now, if you take a loss like that, but they ain't showing it like how they used to be on the Pac-12 network and you couldn't really find the game and stuff like that, they'd be like, oh, man, they lost by that much? Woo, that's crazy. Yo, everybody saw it. People stayed up late. People went to sleep early because the game was out of hand by the, halftime. But, yeah, that's bad, man.
JR, I think I seen a question here. I think Miss Kimberly, a.k.a. put it in here. She want to know why haven't K-Salt play from Liberty translated to Colorado in the Big 12? It was something like that in there.
That's a good question, Miss Kimberly, and I hope you enjoyed your birthday. But that's a good question, and to me, it's coaching, because it's when people say ability of players. Like if I could look in that player's past and say, well, he performed well at a previous school, threw for close to 7,000, 8,000 yards, and then if you look at his NCAA statistics, he's like second or third in total touchdowns, only behind like Haynes King and one other quarterback. So he's been productive in the NCAA. I don't care what level of football you say or whatever, he's been productive. So productivity usually travels with you. Now, what changes is schemes and coaching techniques that change.
Wow.
That's the same thing I say about the linebackers. Look, I was big on Reggie Hughes and Martavius French.
Right.
80+ tackles coming in from, lower level schools, but that's a lot of tackles. You still got to get to the ball and make a tackle. That's a lot. You relied upon to be a tackling machine for that program. So you averaging about 7 to 8 tackles a game. Now you come here and we got linebackers registering about 3 tackles a game. So I don't know what it is that's being I'm not coaching, I'm not questioning coaching acumen. I'm questioning, are you reaching the young men with your coaching techniques?
Right.
Because look, some people are tactile learners. That's when you got to be hands-on and do things. Some people are, visual learners, and they just got to, see it on the big board and they good with it. How are you getting to these young men for them to be productive on the field? Because look, Greg said it. The linebackers fitting in the wrong gap over and over again. That's being taught.
Yeah, that's coaching. That's what they want them to do.
That's coaching. So if I'm fitting in the wrong gap, that's being taught to me to say, hey, when you see something like this is how you need to react. So I'm only doing what you're telling me to do, coach. So again, the QB play a K-Salt. Look, sometimes as an offensive system is just not predicated to the skill set of the young man. Look, I thought it was going to be a little bit better because he's able to move and use his legs. We've seen it. We've seen him make 40-yard runs, albeit called back by a holding penalty. But we've seen him add big gainage yards with his legs. But it's just not being dialed up. It's not being blocked up correctly. Route concepts are, pretty bad. Again, they're blitzing 6 people, B. Watts. I didn't see a slant into the fourth quarter.
Every play they were blitzing. Game 1 from the first snap. I said, dog. And to me, if the coach want to call mass protection, if I was K-Salt, I say, hey, man, don't go out, man. Stay in and block, man. The 2 linebackers are looping around the tackles, and they coming, man. Can't y'all see that?
Yep. Yeah, we're not seeing no chip blocks. We seeing the offensive line. They got beat on stunts over and over and over again. That seems like that has become an issue again. But it all boils down to leadership. I think there's a void of leadership from the coaching staff.
Time out. I keep hearing this leadership part. Yeah. What leadership got to do with football? You just need somebody to come to play, JR.
No, it's a little
who
bit
want that?
Because,
who want it? That's what it comes to me. I ain't worried about no leaders. The coaching staff provide the leaders. Coach Prime, the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, to me, provide the leadership, but when it comes to on the field, you got to have that want to. You got to be that dog.
But that's something I'm questioning the leadership of the coaching staff too.
That I mean, when you using leadership, I ain't talking about no players. Yeah. Leadership come from the coaching.
Yeah, I'm questioning coaching. I'm questioning the leadership of coaches because in young men, you often hear about players say, "Man, I'll run through a brick wall for my coach."
Yeah.
You ain't hearing no players say, "Look, it was something real telling when K-Salt sat at that podium at the end of the game. He said these specific words. I watched about 10 hours of film.
Yeah.
It seemed like they threw different things at me that I was able to, that I did not see them do on film, and we didn't have an answer for it."
Right.
Who does he get the answer from?
I did
what y'all asked me to do throughout the whole 2 weeks. I watched 10 hours of film on that defense. We get there, that defense is doing something different. So you asking me to troubleshoot on the field and figure it out when I got a headset in my helmet and I'm listening to you up the eye in the sky that's looking down on the field of play to call something that can counteract what they're doing.
Hey, that is right there. That is right there. That's it right there. They don't think for themselves, man. If I was on the field, JR, I'm serious. My last year playing before I broke my leg, JR, them damn plays my offensive coordinator was calling, man, I said, hell no, I'm gonna call my own play. After I did it so many times, they just told me, go ahead, do what you're gonna do. You're gonna do it anyway. I said, yeah, y'all ain't gonna protect me. I see what's going on. If that play don't work, I'm gonna get the blame. So when I went to that huddle and called that play, man, I'm calling this play. If I see this dude right here, that Mike linebacker in the blitz, I'm saying, hey man, I'm saying, Terry, my best friend, I told Terrell, don't go out, man. Block this linebacker call. He's doing exactly what they doing now. Come around on that end, off that left tiger, and ain't nobody blocking. I ain't gonna have time to throw the ball to Mike Hill over there. Yeah. He said, okay, I won't go out. And if the coach say anything, tell him to come to me. So he goes step up and he make that block. And I told Timbo, who was my first cousin, I said, you do the same thing. Don't go out in that flat for no damn screen because I ain't gonna throw it to you. I need somebody to block. You need time. I don't care what that play called for. And just like she said in that tweet, they don't think for themselves. You got to think, K-Salt been playing football for 4 years, JR. He see that blitz. And every time he bail out, he run into the blitz.
And man, look, I agree. Do players need to make plays? Absolutely. But every player is not going to be adapt to doing that. Some guys you gotta coach them into the right situation. Because it was games last year when we watched Shedeur, as talented as he is, he'd be up there checking. And what would people say? Man, if he would just run the play the way it was supposed to be ran, maybe he wouldn't have lost 30 yards and got sacked, right?
Yeah, I understand. JR, no, you can't come at me like that now, JR. No, I understand. JR, that ain't fine. That's nasty work, that JR. You talking about that? JR, that's nasty work. You just pulled a woo on me on that one, big dog.
No, I'm just saying.
Oh, man, come on, JR.
It's a double
RD, JR just pulled a woo on that boot. RD, now hold on, JR. Hold on. RD. JR just pulled a woo on me and you. You heard what he said. Hey, when you remember when Shedeur did it last year, we tried to.
We did though. Did we not be right? Did we not?
Oh man,
saying, did we not?
But still though.
Yeah.
If it works sometimes for Shedeur, she said, I heard. Hey, I mean, it worked. They won 9 games with him doing that. Yeah. See, you ain't even bowl eligible now. And you see what Pat Sherman is doing with the offense.
Does he have the freedom or the flexibility to do that?
So what? You see how they killing him?
Yeah, look, that remains to be seen.
Because, okay, what you think? Okay, I saw a video. Mm-hmm. They called the play like he was fussing, but like you described. You said, "Man, what the hell with that?" What you think was going on right now?
I think he was thinking like, Why are we calling this play?
But there
Like,
you
it
go.
hasn't
So
worked.
why not call your own play if you thinking that?
Look, maybe at this point he probably checked out himself.
You don't check that too?
Look, this the first time I've seen K-Salt pregame walk around with 2 big chains on his neck. Them chains look like they cost about $100,000, man. I ain't never seen them. You know how they look great warm-up suits. They get ready to travel. I say, yeah, hey, them boys get money. I ain't never seen K-Salt with chains that big on.
That dude got a new commercial out. You ain't seen it?
I ain't seen it.
He got a new one out.
They getting money, B. What?
I know all along here.
Coach Prominent already said, look, man, some of these players just stealing money at this point, man. They just
they stealing money at this point, man. Okay, let me ask you this question. I'm sure everybody want to know. When do Colorado, I'm not sure he want to play or not, for Juju? When it's time for Juju? Hey, they ain't gonna get no better. I can tell you that now.
Yeah, they have one more bye week coming up. I want to say they play Arizona, then they go on another bye or something like that. But they got one more bye week coming up. So to me, I mean, you start them now, but the report said this week that Juju really didn't get no reps during practice. So do you rush them this week to get them ready for the home game against Arizona?
Well, Brian told me when he joined my show and we talked. He said he don't think Juju ready. Juju, that's why they haven't played it. He said, okay, let's be serious, be wise. If you thought Juju was ready and the way the quarterback and the offense been looking, you don't think Coach Prime would have put him in? I said, well, I don't know. But he said, to me personally, Juju ain't ready. It's just like the Cleveland Brown quarterback situation. If your elder quarterback ain't doing good, and if I want Shedeur to play, hell, I gotta want the same thing. Even though K-Salt my guy, and I think he pulled a wool on me. I'm 90%. I know his mom and his dad watch my show. I appreciate them for subscribing. Maybe it's because K-Salt don't fit what Colorado trying to do. Yeah, with Coach Prime and the offensive coordinator. He probably should have been better off going exactly what God wanted him to be, because Syracuse wanted him.
Yeah.
Syracuse wanted their offense. He should have went there if this situation. I'm sure he didn't know this situation going to turn out like this. But they gave up on him on the first game, JR. Coach Prime gave up on him after the first game. That was a sign there. Let it be known they didn't believe in him, but Coach Prime hadn't been there with him during the offseason. But so, like you're saying with Juju, will the situation get better?
Look, if Pat Shurmur's calling plays the same way, I don't think he gets better. If the offensive line is blocking the same way they blocking against Utah, does it get better? Look, will it look better next week playing against Arizona? Absolutely. Arizona.
What Arizona left here? Arizona ain't no chump team now.
They ain't no chump team, but if you look at them statistically, categorically, when it comes to like defense statistics and offense statistics, like they bottom of the barrel of the Big 12 as well. So, will it look better? Yeah. It looked better doing against Iowa State, and Iowa State had a good record. But if you looked at Iowa State rankings in the Big 12 defensively and offensively, they were middle of the road. It's 16 teams in the Big 12 or something like that? And Iowa State is ranked like 9th defensively and like 10th offensively. They middle of the road. So it's the same thing for Arizona. They're kind of a little bit lower. They just won. They were able to win some early games and bank early wins. But now they kind of going on a little losing streak themselves. So will it look better against Arizona at Folsom Field? Absolutely. So again, K-Salt might go out there and throw for another 255-yard performance, something like that, and 2-3 touchdowns, and run for a touchdown. And everybody be like, woo, hey, we back. But something that has been inconsistent with Colorado is the defense this year. Look, it's been a rotating door back there at the safety position outside of Tawfiq Byard. And look, I think Tawfiq Byard is one of them players that kind of play outside of the script of football. Because he know how to diagnose and make a play. Because Coach Prime even alluded to, like, all right, man, look, hey, this guy, he done played 3 good plays in a row. Y'all know once he gets to the 4th play, he kind of go off script now. So you got to monitor that. Like, if you got to monitor things like that, that means they're not being coached up appropriately. Because these young men should be able to be moving fast on the field and diagnose plays and make plays. You're not going to make every play, but you should be around in the position to make plays. So I think it's going to look better against Arizona, but at the same time, I can easily see Arizona running for, 200 yards on us. And it's like, all right, like, same old.
That's another law there. They do that, Jr.
Yeah. So we'll see. But you asked me if Juju, will he make the situation better? Are the route concepts going to be any different? Are receivers going to be able to get open? Are they going to be able to line up correctly? Or will Jordan Seaton not get beat, a multitude of times? It's a lot of what ifs.
Yeah.
So if Juju come out there and he look bad, what's the worst that could happen? Hand the ball off more. Maybe we may finally see a running back get 15 carries. And again, we still have yet to see that this year. And we almost
They wouldn't let Dallin Hayden play. They let Cam Michael go back there and run.
Yeah. So if I'm Dallin Hayden, I'm pissed, man.
Yeah, man.
So
he got man. I don't know.
Pissed.
I gotta see what Uncle Neely said. I ain't even watched the pregame show. I don't even know what he said after the game. I'm gonna see what he had to say on this one, man. They just got demolished, bro. Embarrassed on TV.
So where do you go from here? Obviously, you pick up the pieces, but those 2 plays that I called out earlier, I just did not like that from the team, and that just lets me know it's something missing. And Shedeur came in, touchdown on the plane, get to the facility, and he watching practice for all of 30 minutes, and he said, "Y'all ain't got it, y'all ain't it." Y'all, all kind of expletives start floating out his mouth, but he letting them know y'all not it and y'all don't have it. And they went out there to Utah, and after Coach Prime said they had a great week of practice, other coaches said they had a great week of practice. It did not materialize on the field because once Utah scored, you could see the body language of the team to say, "I don't believe."
Right. Yeah.
They don't believe that they can win. They didn't believe that they can come back from a 2-touchdown deficit. They did not believe.
Yeah.
And that's hard to overcome at this point in the season. They did not believe. They were able to do it, Iowa State, because they had the lead. They were never down against Iowa State, if I'm not mistaken.
Because they know they wide receiver wasn't going to play, JR.
So it was hard, man. They got down. And like I said, the body language that I saw DJ McKinney. He could have made a tackle, and he just kind of whiffed on.
Oh man, he whiffed at that tackle. Man, I said he didn't lock up. He didn't do nothing. He just bumped the guy. I said, "Oh no, this ain't nah."
You can see the frustration on Preston Hodge's face. You can see the frustration on Tawfiq Byard's face. I think he'll probably cursing out every player on the defense, moving around. If y'all ain't gonna make no tackle, get the F out the way. I'll make the tackle myself. That's pretty much what he was saying. With one hand out there, he playing balls to the wall. So to me, if I'm Coach Prime, like players like him, you have to recruit him really hard this offseason. Because some team looking to come and pluck him.
Oh yeah. You
got to recruit guys like him really hard. Look, man, we really need you. You're a foundational piece. We need you.
Right.
Young, sophomore, we need you. You're going to be a foundational piece. We're going to put all this in. You can't let them get out the door like you let Hood get out the door.
Code the Hood don't get out there.
You can't let them get out the door. You got to keep them in house, dog.
Yeah. Big Barnes, he ain't done nothing.
Yeah.
Jaheim Old's big old self, he ain't playing nothing. He just walking around with an Alabama stamp tag on it and got paid.
That's it.
That's all he did. That's it, man.
So Shedeur kept it real, man. He said, it's going to hit y'all boys real quick. Y'all going to leave here, and if the league ain't your calling, then that's it. And we thought a lot of Shedeur, but his measurements didn't meet his play. Like, he played good, but he ain't had the measurables.
Yeah, I mean, you said that hoes during the season and everything. I didn't believe you, but it came to be true.
Came to be true. You have to be exceptionally well. Shedeur wasn't exceptional. He was good, not exceptional. You can't be good and not have the measurables. You got to be exceptional and not have the measurables. You can be good and be built like Quincy Wiggins. Quincy Wiggins probably going to get a look from an NFL team on an undrafted free agent.
Man, he looked good all season. He look bad now.
They ain't playing. I mean, they don't play him.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, man. What's going on?
But he gonna get a look
because of his measurement.
Yeah, he gonna get a look. Watch next year. He gonna get on the field a lot more next year because you got to think other guys gonna be gone. You're gonna have hopefully you have the 2 IMG freshmen back, but Walker gone. I think Keaton Wade will probably throw his bucket in the hat and see if he can go. Sam Okalola been hurt all year, but I think he just ready to get in the transfer portal. He gonna be gone. So a guy like Quincy Wiggins, he gonna stay around because he like, all right, this is my opportunity now. I'll be able to be on the field. I might be in a 2-deep rotation. He gonna get looks because he's 6'6", 270 pounds.
Yeah,
he gonna get a look.
I gotta get JR. You on your game today? I mean, only that one thing when you try to come at me and RD. But other than that, you've been on your game for 2 weeks now. I'm gonna give you credit, JR. You've been on your comments and your game of the game. You've been on your game when you tried to cover it up with what me and RD was saying. You throw that little bit in there. But other than that, for the last 2 weeks, well, maybe 3, you've been right on point, big dog. You've been right on point with your take. Yeah. Man, that's the end of the show tonight. We want to thank everybody for your comments, and it's been breaking news that Brian Kelly has been fired from LSU college football.
That was coming.
Yeah, I seen that one coming too, big dog. But JR, I appreciate you again, man. You delivered. You showed up, and I appreciate you. I can't wait to talk to you and Uncle Steve on Tuesday, boy, and then followed by and then with Greg said it on Thursday. You know what I'm trying to do? I'm gonna see can I get Greg to be the special guest on Tuesday, and Steve to be the guest. I'm gonna try to get Greg on Tuesday with us. We're gonna talk about
the Browns.
We'll do about 5 minutes. But that whole 55 minutes, we got to talk about Colorado Tuesday night. And then on Thursday night, I'm going to call Steve, see can he be a guest with us on Thursday night. And we're going to follow that up with part 2. Yeah.
We're going to together?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for 2 nights.
I'm just going to have my popcorn.
Yeah. Tuesday and Thursday, we're going to have all 4 of us. I'm going to see can I work. I'm going to see if Steve ain't busy with his son. I know he in sports. Yeah. And if Greg, well, you know Greg, he'll do it. Greg ain't missed a show in 2 years, so you know Greg, he'll do it. So
I think Greg ready.
He ready for it. You know he ready to get out.
That's gonna be a lit show.
Hey, cause last night y'all went to Texas. I put my phone in the other room. I said, I don't even want to look at it. I said, she said, they going, oh, you hear that phone back there? I said, yeah, ain't nobody but JR and Greg. she said, we can't even watch the game. Can you put it up under the mattress or they turn it off?
Man, them boys was bad, D-White.
Hey, man, that game there, boy, that made y'all do that, man. So we're going to, Tuesday night, I'm going to see, can I get Greg said it? I'm sure he back there in the bushes. Him and Steve, they just ain't popped out.
This ain't come.
Yeah, they ain't popped out. In 261, they in there. Let's get Greg said Tuesday night. Well, this is your show too, so I gotta get your permission. You want Greg to join on Tuesday night?
Yeah, man, let's do it.
Okay, all right. So we'll get Greg. We'll Greg up
I
Tuesday
know
night.
Greg on. I don't even have to say nothing. Greg.
Hey, ain't gonna be no notes. It's just gonna let y'all. I'm gonna let y'all go in it, boy. We gonna sit back. We gonna sit back and relax. But once again, we want to thank everybody for joining the show tonight. We appreciate y'all. We appreciate everybody. Y'all have supported the broadcast every night, every day of the week. I appreciate y'all. Now, I got a birthday coming up Wednesday. I'm gonna try to get back from dinner Wednesday, but Saturday they taking me out again. So I don't know about Saturday. Saturday I might not do a live. I don't know, but we'll see. But JR, I appreciate you tonight, man. Give us your last word and we out of here.
Man, look, again, I'm always thankful, man, to share this platform with you, B. Watts, man. It's a good brother. I've watched the platform grow exponentially.
Yeah,
That's
man.
due to the great people in the chat that help this chat keep developing. Smash that like button, like, share, subscribe, comment, all of those good things. Man, B. Watts a good brother. I remember how it started. He asked me to come up. Been rocking with him ever since. He's a good dude, man. And look, hey, 4 of them 5 losses again came to top 25 opponents with U of H being slid up in that top 25. So
you're right.
There's a lot to be said about Colorado. Coach Prime, the man to turn it around, though. He can get it turned around. I think the players just got to believe again. That's all I got.
All right, appreciate it, JR. Before I came on, I had 10,000 subscribers 3 weeks ago. In less than a week, I was 7 subscribers from 11,000. That would have been 1,000 in 3 weeks. So I don't know how many subscribers I got now. I haven't looked. My phone did. I got to charge that up. So if I got 7 subscribers, I ain't. If you're tuning in, subscribe to help me get to 11,000. That means myself, JR, Uncle Steve, Greg said it. And when Coach Dre, I think Coach Dre's still busy with it. I don't know. I ain't heard from him. But have helped build this channel up to where it is. And we appreciate them all for what they have done for Sports Talk. All right. JR, I appreciate you again, man. I see you Tuesday night, boy. It's going to be a movie. It's going to be a movie. And I can't wait to watch this movie. Appreciate you, JR, man. You have a good night and God bless you and your family, brother.
All right, B. Watts, man. Same to you, bro.
Peace.